Friends, I'm going to read out an essay to you. This has been written by a dear student. She has made mistakes, but the mistakes have been corrected. My job as a teacher is to correct the mistakes, but as a student, it is your job to put all your creativity into your essay. Think for yourself and write what you feel like writing. Try to enjoy what you're writing. So here it is. The topic of the essay is, if I were a bird flying in the sky in the times of Covid-19. If you remember, in another previous video, I had given some ideas on it. And this is what this child wrote. The rays of the sunlight roused me from my slumber. As I opened my eyes and inhaled the fresh and pure air, I felt that the sky was unusually clear. I was soon going to find out that the earth was going to become much more cleaner in the days to come. I ventured to meet my friends at our usual meeting place by the river. While flying towards my destination, I was intrigued to find the roads empty. There was not a man, woman, or child in sight. I gaped at the creatures dressed in strange plastic attire till I realized they were human beings. I also caught sight of some policemen and sanitation workers. There was a curious 1 meter distance that each one of them was maintaining. I pushed away the fearsome thoughts crossing my mind as I wondered what had happened to the world, or what had happened to my world. I went to the river and drank some of the contaminated water. I found that most of my friends were as amazed as I was. But one of our friends who was late told us that the earthlings were suffering. To tackle the problem, a lockdown had been declared. This was due to a disease named Covid-19 caused by a virus. It was quite frightening to learn that the disease could not be... It was quite frightening to learn that it was a deadly disease that had claimed the lives of many people. I was relieved to learn that the disease could not be passed on to animals. I felt sad for the mortals I felt sad for the mortals, but I was pleased as punch when I realized that the earth would be pleasant and peaceful for some days. You could also write, the earth would be pleasantly peaceful for some days. There would be no honking of cars, no pollutants released into the air, and no effluents discharged into the water bodies. I went back to my nest and sang to my heart's content as I watched the view before me. It was awesome. When I dived out of my nest, the earth was mine. The vastness of the sky was there for me to explore. I soared high up into the bright blue sky with the sun gleaming down brightly. All my fellow birds were doing the same. We had a whale of a time as we reclaimed the sky. There was not a plane in sight. It was lucid that the earth would soon be rid of all the filth and garbage that had been strewn by human beings. I thank the coronavirus for making this possible. However, I also hope that it does not become strong enough to wipe out the human race or to wipe out human beings from the face of the earth. I pray that the most superior being on the earth, who is the most superior being on the earth? Human beings. I pray that the most superior being on the earth will learn a lesson and realize that it is their karma that has led to this disaster unfolding on the earth. I wish the earth will be disease-free again and we will all learn the importance of coexistence. I hope you liked this essay. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And you must understand that unless you write, you will not be able to get the confidence that you can actually express yourselves. It is the teacher's job to correct you, but it is your job to make an effort. That is the first step. So make the first step, and I'm sure that your teacher is going to be very happy and your teacher will be able to help you, guide you to better your essays. Have the confidence, my dear children, to write essays. Essays or compositions. Composition means what you are composing, what you are creating, what you are making. So it should be original and creative. Have fun writing essays. I'll come up with another essay in a couple of days.